it always happens like that. Then everybody wants to talk at the same
time.
And then I feel like I'm having the same conversation over and over and over again. Hi, how are you? How many kids do you have? What do you like to do? I feel like I should just send everybody a Google Doc and they send me one, we fill it out, and then, you know, that's it. I'm really considering just doing a matchmaker or something because, I mean, it's just too much. It's too much hard. It's too much hard work. And, I mean, by the time I've answered, you know, all those questions, what's your favorite color? Do you like to do this? Do you like to do that? I get off the app because now I don't want to talk no more because I've had the same conversation 5 times now. Share that beat of
love. Welcome back to another episode of Getting Real with Dee and
Ron.
Thank you for tuning in, and we're happy for you all to join us for another episode.
Today we will discuss online dating. These days, everybody whether you're supposed to be on the dating app or not, and when I say whether or not you're supposed to be, seems like there's a lot of people that are in committed relationships and married on these dating apps. So today we are going to talk about what online dating is like, especially with all the different apps that are out there today. So, friend, I know you aren't on the dating scene, but I am. I've tried, and this ain't what it is.
It ain't what it is.
No, it's not what it is.
That's kind of what I'm hearing in these streets. You know, and I think for one, just talk about technology, period, with dating. I mean, first of all, let's just talk about technology. Technology in the world that we're in right now has taken over everything. That's just the world, the era that we're in, this whole digital age. And so you can't necessarily go into any place, any setting, as we all know, without seeing someone on a phone, some sort of device. I don't care whether you're at a restaurant, church, school gathering, a classroom. There's going to be someone on the phone. There isn't anyone that's not using a phone, whether they're doing what? Scrolling through any type of social media app, posting, taking pics. I do it, taking pics, posting, reposting, messaging. And I guess my point in saying all that is this is where we are as far as the era with technology and everybody's using it, but it also removes the physical touch and the physical interaction from dating. It can. Through technology. Everybody's like, tapping and texting and touching, and we're leaving out the physicality there. So again, I have a few friends. I have, married couples as friends as well. And I have several single friends or whatever. And they tell me that it's hard out in these streets, and when it comes to, I have some friends that are doing online dating. They're experiencing that right now. And I'm like, well, how does that work? What does that look like? And I think for me, you just sitting and talking to one another, whatever. I think you first need to kind of hone in on yourself first, when I say hone it, as far as self-love is concerned. Because you're not good for anybody else.
I love myself, but that doesn't have nothing to do with the other people that's on the app.
That's the thing. It's old school versus, modern dating. Old school versus new school. And so, again, so many people are using these days, but using these, as far as days, using this data, these apps or whatever, and it's almost like going shopping, literally. You're looking at a profile, okay? Even if you meet them in person, their representative shows up. Okay, not even the true person that you're actually meeting, but you're looking at a profile, you're shopping, based on the criteria that you see, the criteria that you're reading or whatever. But is that real?
No, and I think things need to go back to old school, which is just having basic conversation instead of just swipe left, swipe right, reading people's profiles. I think nobody wants to date anymore and to actually get to know somebody. I want to just be able to actually get to know the person. These days on the app, people just want to say, I made this. Some guys just pose on cars. I guess, if that's the type of crowd that you want, and they could really be a genuine person. But if I see a guy that's just posting on all his vehicles and, tossing ones and, all of this stuff, no, that's not my type of scene. And so I think everybody and what I've seen too, guys just don't want to go on dates. They just want to Netflix and chill and see what they can get to. And I mean, I'm pretty sure there is a crowd for that. But as for me, nah, I just want to really and truly get to know somebody. And I just don't think that the realness is out there. I think we are, like you mentioned, meeting representatives
Oh,
and not
absolutely.
actually the right person.
And like you said, and that's the thing, the piece that I'm speaking of, I want to circle back to before you can actually get to know someone else, another person, to become your person, to become your partner, you have to know who you are and deal with yourself first. And that's what I meant. So honing in on yourself as far as self love and set some standards. Okay, what am I going to do? What am I not going to tolerate? What am I not going to deal with when actually, out here dating these streets like this? Because it's something from what I hear, and so once you figure out who you are as a person, first, then you have some standards that's set. And then when you start, meeting people, however that may be, dating app or actually in person, as you stated, which preferably. Um, excuse me.
Okay. So
Thank
as
you.
far as online dating goes, it's a
Mhm.
lot of different apps. It's a lot of different issues that I've come across. Um, I've even ran into married guys that I know in my hometown that are actually married and they are on these dating apps. And so, and they have on their
They have a
single.
whole profile.
Yes, yes. And it's really not that common. And in some situations, it could be both the husband and wife on the apps. I mean, I think they should stick to swinger sites.
And
My
stay off,
thoughts. Yeah,
stay off the intention of these sites for someone who's actually looking to meet someone, like I said, to meet their person, their partner. Yeah, I agree with that. Stick to the swinger sites if that's what you're looking for.
yeah. So,
Um,
but the dating scene is really everybody's more about gimme, gimme, gimme. What can you do for me? It's not like old school dating where guys actually took an interest to you. And so, like you mentioned earlier, people are always on their phones. Do you have any suggestions on good etiquette that people should have when they're on a date, being that you're married?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a pet peeve. I would say for me is the phone situation. Not even on a date. If I'm on a date with you, or I mean, my actual husband or whatever, or actual a
Now
friend.
let's clarify something. When she says date with me, we are just friends. We
Well,
are
you know
just
what? We
friends.
do have to put it out there
When
and
we
clear
have
that
lunch
out.
dates, I'm strictly dickly. Okay, now go ahead.
Okay, now that we've cleared that up, friend. But she's right. We did have to clear that. You're right, because there's a lot going on out here, what people are into. But no, regardless of any type of date, when I'm actually out with someone, I think it's just rude. Give that person their time, whomever you're with, and don't be on your phone. Because I mean, you go out a lot of times, whatever. When I'm out or whatever, if we're at dinner, I'm out at the table, and you just kind of like look around, just kind of like people watch. Everybody's head is down and doing this, swiping, taking a picture, posting real quick, whatever. And of course, and I do it as well as far as taking pics and posting pictures of myself somewhere, or even like um food pics as well, whatever. But to continuously be on your phone, I think that's actually rude. Like I said, when you're on a date, give that person your time. How do you get to actually know them? That's your time to interact with the person you're out with and to have some open face to face conversations that you can't actually do online, because there's a lot of you know through the dating, and navigating the dating apps or whatever, it's a lot of online texting, and communicating that way as well. And I feel like you kind of hide behind those words, and then not only that, you have to be careful with the words you actually use too. I think as well, because sometimes um, if you're texting, messaging, whatever, you can't gauge the tone they're used in. So I definitely think being face to face with someone uh, is definitely, let's go back to that. The face to face physical interaction with someone opposed to, um, this dating online dating and texting and whatnot. But I would be the first to say yes. Please get off the phone. Give me my time. If it's important, we all have calls we need to take, especially depending on what industry you're in. You need to step away. That's fine, but not constantly. Give that person their time.
Well, when it comes to the online dating thing, I get burnt out on it real quick because a lot of times you're overwhelmed with the number of people who are automatically sending messages to you. And even if you go through and if you're on a particular app where you have to make the first move, because I can't remember which app it is. I think it's Bumblebee. The female has to make the first move and says that and speak to the person first. Even if you go through and you like whoever and then just say hi, it becomes a job, especially because it's not like you're gonna like one person at a time, because that person may be at work or whatever or have other things going on, and so you might not even get a reply back until 24 hours. And so, the thing to do is kind of, like say hi to a couple of people, but then you have like five conversations going on at once. It always happens like that. And then everybody wants to talk at the
at the
same
same
time.
time.
And then I feel like I'm having the same conversation over and over and over again. Hi, how are you? How many kids do you have? What do you like to do? I feel like I should just send everybody a Google Doc and they send me one. We fill it out and then, that's it. I'm really considering just doing a matchmaker or something because I mean it's just too much. It's too much hard. It's too much hard work. And I mean by the time I've answered all those questions. What's your favorite color? Do you like to do this? Do you like to do that? I get off the app because now I don't want to talk no more because I've had the same conversation 5 times now. And people watching this may be saying, well, why don't you do just one at a time? Because it'll be that time when I do just one, then I won't even hear back from that person till 2 weeks later. And then, I mean, I don't know. It's just.
Yeah, and from what I hear, like I said, a friend of mine that's actually dating. So she's bypassed the actual online dating or whatever, and now they've actually met and they've gone out, meeting face to face or whatever. But this one guy she's dating 2 or 3 times a week or whatever, she said is absolutely exhausting. So
exhausting to go out on a date? Why is it exhausting? Why she just can't set the parameters? I don't want to go out 2-3 times a week.
I think that's what's crucial. I think setting boundaries. I think that's what needs to happen just in the whole dating scene. My opinion would be to just set boundaries up front.
I don't even know who he is. I'll take him because I want to go out. Outside of sitting at home. Had to take myself to go see Creed,
Friend. Well, you know what, and even with that being said, you have as far as talking about the online dating, this wonder love effect, just like you stated with COVID, everybody was locked up, tired of being at home or whatever, because everything is shut down. So you also have some people that are doing that, considered wonder love. They're actually wondering, they started back traveling. And so not only just traveling to entertain themselves, they're also traveling with the hopes of meeting someone, traveling, as well.
I don't know.
Extending their love.
I like that idea, and then sometimes I get scared when someone does come along, because then I want to do a whole police background check on that person to see what they really have going on. And this is no lie. This is way back in the day. It feel like forever. It was like 10 years ago. One of my friends was telling me that she was talking to this guy, and she was telling me all about him. And she was like, I said, has he ever been to jail or anything? And she was like, yeah, he did some time for robbery. And I was like,
what?
Wait, Charlie, give it up. I was like, robbery? So I was like, okay, but so here I go, going online. I look, I started laughing. I said, yeah, he robbed some, all right.
Oh, gosh.
And she was like, what you mean? I know he went for robbery. I said, yeah, he robbed somebody. All right. It's aggravated sexual assault.
Mm-hmm. What?
Yes.
Oh, yes, wow.
Yes.
That's scary.
So, yes. So you never know what's going on. And, even though I have grown children, the fact still remains, will if I do meet somebody, will he get along with my kids? Because, I can't just X them off, even though sometimes I may want to, but is he going to get along with Foxy? Yeah. Foxy ain't going nowhere, so.
No, she's not.
And so if Foxy don't like him, I don't know. He will have to be a dog lover too. And so I don't know. And I think that makes me pull away from the whole dating scene because then I'm just like, well, what if you don't like to travel and I like to travel? And instead of just shying away from it, I need to just, proceed, but with caution.
With caution, and I think that that's important right there. What you said, with caution, because a lot of people I feel like rush everything. Instead of taking their time, as you stated earlier, and getting to know, the person you're dating or whatever. Everybody want to rush to the next level.
Yeah.
You know.
So, if you had to give somebody 3 tips on online dating, what would those be?
I would say definitely set some boundaries. Definitely set some boundaries for sure. That way you don't set yourself up for these high expectations or fail you when you don't receive that. You know, at the end of the day, you are actually and that's why I said going back to self love with those boundaries. You know what you want as a person, what you feel like you deserve, that you are worthy of real love, as our girl Mary J says, and godly love. So know who you are, what you're actually wanting, what those expectations are, for one, setting those boundaries. Also, I feel as though you need to, um, if we're setting the boundaries, letting people know what you're not going to tolerate. Because when you start accepting certain behavior and mistreatment from men and women, and they feel like they got away with it once, and you're like, okay, this one time, let that slide. Then whatever that is, it happens again. Okay, at this point, you're starting to accept this, unacceptable behavior, and then you're also teaching people how to treat you. So again, back to boundaries. Um, I think again, like I said, with the words, I think watching your words when you're online dating, what you're saying, because again, when you're not face to face, having those face to face conversations and communicating, words can get misconstrued and misunderstanding. Exactly, absolutely, because you don't know the tone or the gauge something that's actually said. So that can actually cause some friction. I think and hurt some feelings possibly.
Well, guys, we're gonna wrap this up. But I just want to add for those who are watching, I'm single, ready to mingle, and these are my requirements, and it seems to be hard to get these requirements these days. So I'm gonna go ahead and start listing my requirements. You must have a job, a real
Sure.
job.
A real one.
Yes, you can provide me with 1099s, W-2s, something, I don't know, but a real job. You need to have your own place. I don't care. It's a little sugar shack. You need to have your own place. You need to have your own car. Um, if you have kids, you take care of your kids, and you're not, you know, $100,000 behind in child support. If you have bad credit, you have to be willing to repair it. You with me? We gonna get that straightened out. And you gotta be able to change some of those habits and that got you into that bad situation as far as the credit. No, I'm not out here looking to build a man. I hope he's already put together. But that's just some of my requirements. So hey, and trust me, it's hard to find, all of that and not in a relationship, a situationship, or somebody who think they still in a relationship with you. That's all I'm asking for, not too much.
So let me ask you this: what do you think about infideliting?
Inflating? Could you elaborate? What's inflating?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, okay, infideliting. Now, something I've read an article. Anyway,
you didn't make this word up.
Infideliting? I did not actually.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
Okay, go ahead, friend.
But no, actually, no. So just in talking or whatever. So, infideliting. Fred. You sure you hadn't heard of infideliting?
No, I hadn't. Okay, go ahead.
But no, but it makes sense. It makes total sense. So with this modern trends, one of the modern trends with dating right now, in this digital world and digital age and everything, but one of the trends is infideliting. And so basically, infideliting, we we have been our whole world has been right now, going back to 2022 or whatever, has been affected with inflation, right? As we know, everything has gone up. Eggs, right? Are you buying eggs these days?
No, I don't even cook. So.
I mean, I need like a whole
party. I don't cook.
I don't cook it. I don't clean. Get somebody to do that. But I mean, even as far as eggs, everything has skyrocketed, right? Right. So when it comes to dating, typically when you're dating, you try, you want to take someone on a nice date as a guy or whatever. I imagine, and that's pretty much that's going away right now with inflating. For those that are inflating because of inflation,
you giving them an excuse. You just giving them an excuse to not be able to take somebody out.
Well, listen, you still can go out. So those that are inflating, friend, they're still going out, but not the expensive luxe, dates.
I ain't asking for a Michelin restaurant. I'm just trying to go to Cheddar's.
That's an example of infidelating, versus going like Houston, Mastro's or State 48. You can go to Cheddar's. Mm-hmm. Not, what, not even, your high dollar, high end restaurant. Pop it up. Even though the dough is always good. Yeah. I mean, for sure. But, it's basically having a date, dating someone on a budget, a friendly budget. So again, with that being said, yes, instead of, your choices in regards to restaurant. Okay, where are you going to go eat? Cheddar's. There's nothing wrong with going to Cheddar's. Because at the end of the day, what is the whole purpose? The purpose is to have an interaction, face-to-face interaction with this person that you're trying to do what? Get to know.
I don't know if I want to get to know people because I've had some crazy interactions. Being that I'm a real estate agent, I have a credit repair business, and I'm also a life insurance agent. People just randomly inbox me all the time, and so I got an inbox one day, and this guy was just like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hello, how are you?" And that's how I always respond because I don't know what people, right, whether if it's a personal thing or what. So I'm like, "Hello, how are you?" And he was like, can he, how did he say it? He said, this my numbers, this this my number, what's your, no, mine's number is
Mine's.
yeah, it was something like that. And okay. And he was like, what's your number? And I was just like, okay, I'm not even,
no.
I'm not even responding to this. So anyway, like a week or two later, I wake up and this same guy, and you may be wondering why didn't I block him? I didn't think I needed to because after that I didn't say anything else, and so he didn't say anything else either. So okay, cool, we good. I wake up one morning, dude has sent me a video. He is naked. He's on his phone and he's touching himself. And I was just like,
I have clutched my pearls.
Yes, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna go back to bed because if this is how my day is starting off, no, he was blocked, and then I was just like what the hell, like really? Yeah.
Did he say anything? He didn't have to, but I'm just asking. I'm just curious.
Man,
he just sent this video,
and yeah, he blocked. Mm-hmm.
So is that what people are doing out here these days? We're sending videos.
Man. Then you think that's something. So this is why I'm very cautious. So one night I'm on a date now. This was back in the day, y'all. This was POF. Yes, plenty of fish for those who don't know. I might be telling my age, but yes, and I haven't been back on it since. But
I was about to ask what app were you using?
Yeah, no, I've been on PLF. I think I did Tinder. I did I think it was eHarmony. Whatever it is, you have to answer like 1,000 questions before you. Yeah, it's like it's like a psychological thing. I couldn't even get through all the questions because
that's too much.
Yeah, it's a bunch of questions. I felt like I was doing a resume, and it's supposed to help you. Or maybe Match.com. I don't know. I did Bumblebee. Facebook dating, because Facebook has a dating section. If you didn't know, they have a dating section to the app, so you don't have to actually be friends with people. It's a whole separate little thing. It's got a little heart on it that you click on, and you can be a part of the Facebook dating community. But yeah, I've tried different apps and it just didn't work out. But back to the POF. So I'm on the POF, and this guy inboxes me, the normal hi, how you doing, da 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 da. So after we get past that, and I'm like, okay, so what are you looking for? And he was like, well, nobody can seem to handle me. they can't handle a real man. He said, once I tell them that I have herpes, yeah.
Wait,
Y'all should have seen me. I was
Oh boy. Okay.
when I read that, I was like, is that a typo?
Brian, you didn't tell me all this was going on.
Yes. Wait. That's why I get off. I ain't into the app. So I was sitting there. Once you tell people I was like, is there any kind of way that the phone could have auto corrected that? Like, huh? And so after that, I kind of threw my phone. I felt like it had traveled. I don't know why I felt like it had traveled out the phone.
I don't think it contracted the phone.
I threw the phone. And I said, that's my cue to go to bed. Because, yeah. But yeah, so, I mean, and thank you for putting that out there. And, I think you should always tell people your statuses, whatever, and give them the option to decide. And that's a whole another topic, because I was just watching, what show was that? I was just watching The Good Doctor. That's what it was. And on that particular episode, one of the doctors was dating, or residents, he was dating one of his coworkers, which was also a nurse. But the problem is that his partner was HIV positive. Okay. And he hadn't told his partner, and they had been sexually active. Wow. And I guess he finally decided to tell him, and, he didn't take that too well. And what he was saying is that, you should give me the option. And Absolutely. That's just like with any relationship, not just with sexual diseases, but if you are in a relationship, whether you're dating somebody, well, not dating, because dating, you're not really tied to somebody. But if you are like in a serious relationship with someone, if you live with someone, if you're married, if you live with your baby mama, or you live with your baby above, if you're in a situation, you need to let the other person know, so that they can decide whether or not they even want to be in that situation. Right. And you could be surprised. They could just be more friends with benefits. And, at least you know that that's your person, and, y'all are free to do whatever you want to. And it shouldn't be any animosity, because you've already gave that disclaimer up front. And I'm just going to use it as an example. If I was into dating married men, no, I'm not into dating married men. But if I was into dating married men, and a married man came along and he told me, hey, I'm married, you can't call me between the hours of 10 and 6, or whatever the case may be, however that works, then I should already have that understanding. He's only available to me, or, on the sidelines, on the weekend, on the weekend, like Sizzle said, I got 9 to 5. I can't even remember the song. You got 9 to 5, and I got the weekend. That kind of thing. It should already be understood, whatever the situation may be, so you can have the option. And that way, if you don't tell me that you got a baby mama, or you got a girlfriend, or whatever, and that's how people end up getting hurt and busted out. And I'm not that type either. Well, just want to say, that's how ish end up happening, because you feel betrayed. Absolutely. And you feel like, oh, really? So you just been lying to me. The entire time. I mean, people are out here living double lives. Yeah. And so people just need to give people an option. Absolutely. When things like that happen, everything go down, more than feelings get hurt. You know. So yeah. So wait a minute. You are still stuck on that. Okay, go ahead. I'm still stuck on the guy that no one can actually deal with him. And I understand why, but what I can appreciate his honesty, like open up front. Yeah. Don't wait 3-4 months down the line, or things are gonna go to progress to a different level, whatever. Yes. And that's then, one thing I would appreciate, that he didn't waste my time. Absolutely. Out the gate, he let you know up front. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the same for whatever the situation may be. Whether you have some kind of STD, or if you are actually working on getting your divorce, and actually going to court, but your spouse is still holding on and dragging it out, or whatever. Let that person know. Don't just, Or
oh, I'm single, I'm dating, and that's the situation.
Or for females, if you have a baby daddy that's like Lamar from BMF that ain't letting you go, let the dude know so he know to be on the lookout.
That's right.
Yeah, he know what he need to do, whether or not he want to be in that situation, or if he want to go the other way.
I mean, so let me get this straight, friend. You are waking up to foolishness like this and going to bed with foolishness?
Yes. And and people wonder why I have high anxiety and can't go to sleep at night.
Okay, that's another topic for another day. Anxiety. Okay. Yes. But yeah, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot, and the trends and times have definitely changed. I mean, from what I hear, like I said, because I have several friends that are down the dating scene, and it is straight out comical and entertaining to me.
Yes.
I mean, and I wish them well and hope they find their person, but the things, that's actually happening, I'm like, for real? I mean, it's like some of the things you share, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
And another example. So I was on I was on Facebook dating for this one, and guy seemed normal. He marked off all the boxes and everything.
Okay.
Everything was good. And we finally started talking on the phone. We had messaged for a couple of days, and then he asked if we could exchange numbers. I said yeah, and we kind of text a little bit, and then we finally had our first conversation that Tuesday. I never forget it. We had that conversation that Tuesday. Seemed like a very nice dude. Well, the next morning, it was my time of the month, and I always get a bad headache when it's that time of the month. And he texts me, "Good morning, how you doing?" And when he did, I told him, I said, "Hey, I got a headache." And so he called me, and he was like, "Hey, you taking anything for it?" Da, 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 da. And so we went through this whole spiel about I've been to specialists about it, all this stuff, and they don't know what the headaches are, where they come from. My mom died of an aneurysm shortly after I was born, so I do take headaches seriously. So he told me that I need to take it more seriously, and I'm like, I did. That's why I went to all the specialists, etc. They didn't know what was wrong. So anyway, I said I'm gonna take a BC, and I'm just gonna go back to sleep. I'm gonna chill. Okay, that was Tuesday. He texts me throughout the day. How you feeling? I'm doing a little bit better. Da 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 da. Hey, Wednesday comes. He texts me, "Good morning, how you feeling?" I'm feeling a whole lot better. So at lunchtime, when he went to lunch, he asked if it was okay if he called me. I said, sure. He calls and he says, I was just calling you to see if we were ever going to talk again.
Excuse me?
Yeah, that's what I said too. I said, what do you mean? It's only been a day.
You know what?
And he said, well, yesterday you had a headache and you couldn't talk.
Yes, I was sick.
I said, I don't know about you, but when I'm sick, I don't feel like talking. He said, whoa, you didn't tell me that it incapacitates you. Okay,
you know what?
Yeah. And that's what I said. I said, no. You know what? I'm not even going to argue back and forth with you. And I think that it's best that we just terminate this conversation. Why am I, that was a red flag right there.
Right there.
Why am I arguing with you? I've only talked to you one day. I had a headache, and it wasn't like when I had my headache that I ghosted him. Anytime he texts, I follow back up. Yeah, I'm doing a little better. Da da da. Wasn't
so you responded?
Yes, I responded. And for you to call me the next day and say I didn't think we were ever going to talk again, dude, what?
And again, going back to boundaries, we spoke about. I think that you can be appreciative of that, meaning for his behavior to come out up front. Because again, think if you're acting like this behind one day, and I was sick. Think about the tone. Think about spending time with this person. Going through that phase of getting to know someone, and you're spending time with them 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the line, and then something actually really happens or whatever, and this guy explodes.
Man,
implodes. You just don't know. So appreciative of the red flag up front.
And that's what when stuff like that happens, I always say, thank you, God, for showing me early. So I didn't waste, because I have had my time wasted. Okay. Now this guy wasn't from the dating app. I knew him from around the way. Anyway, long story short, he and I we started talking in the beginning. We laughed, we talked, we always had good conversation, laugh, talk. He would just come pick me up. We wouldn't have a plan in the world, and we would just go places. Be it just like old people, just ride around if nothing else. We would just go to the movies and just the little things. Yeah. I'm not an extravagant person. I'm not the person that's looking for roses and all of that. Now, if you want to send me roses, don't let it be Valentine's Day or something. Right. It's just a thing. Yeah. Just because you're thinking of me. I don't like the balloons and candy and all that kind of stuff. Just, spend time with me. Let's do stuff, If you want to take me on a trip, that's good too. But anyway, as time went on, we stopped all of that. And so he was like, I was like, he cheated on me because like we don't go nowhere no more. So finally, I decided to have that conversation with him, and I was like, hey, so what's going on? You talking to somebody else? What is the deal? All of a sudden, it was just kind of Did you just get comfortable? You think? Okay, it's funny. I said, okay, here we go. I said so. Shit. Yeah, I said so. He was like, what do you mean things have changed? I said, things have changed. I said, why we don't go ride no more? Gas is high. Okay. I was like, okay. Why we don't go to the movies no more? What movie you want to see? I said, I don't know. Just go to the movies like how we used to. Yeah. He was like, this is back in the DVD days. He said, but tell me what movie you want to see and I can get my sister to make it for you. Oh my God. You know what? Listen, hold on. I'm talking about we start this conversation out about talking about infidelating, but come on, having your sister. There's some limitations here. Yeah, having your sister to make me a DVD. No, and I get it. Again, like I said, everyone, like you said, you're not an extravagant person. You have to have all the bells and whips and chains, and that's cool. And again, it goes back to what I was talking about. Infidelating involves just that, riding around, keeping it simple, going to Chili's, talked about earlier, just less expensive, on a budget, going play mini golf. Something like that. It doesn't have to be extravagant. Spending time. It really boils down to spending time with each other. Yeah. But also when you're doing this, so that is, again, as anybody, I think we've told you. You didn't let me finish. Oh, I'm sorry. Child, when I said why we don't go out to eat no more, he said, why don't you cook? He said, you can start you a garden and you can He said, you can start you a garden and pick you some greens. I said, look, girl. Wait a minute. I said, that's too much work. When you met me, I was not in a duster in the backyard picking greens. And now you want me to grow a garden. And I like organic, but I'm not going to pick nothing. Like, no. I done left my shelling peas days back in childhood. I'm from the country, so I left them shelling peas days, and I sure don't know how to girl too, but I'm not picking. I'm from a small country town. I'm not picking greens. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think people tend to get, again, like comfortable. After some time, I think they get comfortable. That's what he said when I was like, I can't even do this. Yeah. Because initially, when you're getting to know someone, you're going through that stage, they're wooing you and taking you out and whining and dining you, whatever that looks like, and then you get comfortable. But I told him, I said, no, what it was is that you knew what it took to get you, because I had told you all the things that I wanted, and so you played that person in the beginning. His representative showed up. Yeah, and then after it had been a while, he was like, "Oh, I got her, so let me just stop all this." And it doesn't work like that. I mean, in any relationship, just dating, getting to know someone, marriage, relationship, period. At a certain time, yes, the honeymoon phase is going to be over. You have to keep it alive. You have to. People do get comfortable. We're human, But at a certain point, you have to keep it going. You have to start dating again, doing something new, doing something, an activity together that you hadn't done before that's new. Take a cooking class. So for married couples, what do you think they should do, or anybody in a long-term relationship? What should they do to keep it active, to keep it, keep it fun, to keep it? I think
even just that, being kind of getting creative. And like I said, go back to dating. Do something, because here's the thing. Things that you ordinarily do becomes what? Routine. Routines becoming what? Routine. So be creative. Do something new. Try something new together as an activity. You know.
Well, whenever I finally, whenever Mr. Right finally finds me, you and I, we gonna have to. I've been seeing on Facebook lately or on Instagram where people host these couples parties.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind doing one of these couples parties, not swingers, where
Be specific.
yeah, they were like
We ain't
playing all
swinging.
these different games and stuff. Like the couples
And do game
were like,
nights, yeah.
and they were like challenging each other and like doing like different little balloon things, and it was, man, it looked like so fun, and taking shots. And I know you don't drink, so we'll have to provide apple juice for you. But yeah,
Cranberry. My go-to.
So but yeah, it looked like I've seen some of those game nights on online with the couples, and I'm like, yeah, I get my boo, stuff like that.
A friend of mine, they do that all the time. They love playing board games and things of the nature and keeping it creative, like I said. So, going back, circling back to that couples night, joining other friends, for sure. I mean, it could be something new. Go, what is it? Painting with a twist. I mean, normally I know girlfriends get together and do something like that, but you can go do something like that.
I
go
don't know
painting.
if I want my man to touch his feminine side doing the painting unless he's an artist.
Well, you never know what you might get. Anyway, take a cooking class. You need to cook too. I'm just saying,
Okay,
I mean, just something different, interesting, or whatever. You might not even like it. Neither one of y'all might like the activity, whatever that looks like, but just try something new. Keep it, innovative or whatever.
And so we are wrapping things up today for online dating. Please be sure you like, follow, subscribe, whatever the case may be, and let's keep it getting real with Ron
and Dee.
Have a great day.
Bye.